Food Mood friends, welcome back. Chandra Zas is in Odyssey. I just did a rocking podcast last week on fear and gut health. I really recommend you check that out. I want to continue that topic a little bit and talk about immune health and gut health. I've been talking to a lot of people about their gut health and people who have gone through really hard years and gained a lot of weight and done a lot of binging and done a lot of overeating. I want to make the connection for gut health and immune health because even though it's very obvious to me, I find that a lot of people don't make the connection. So I'm really bad at numbers and I'm also really not good at science along with technology. So excuse my slightly blurry numbers, but I think it's something like 70% of our immune system is in our gut. So our gut health is extremely connected to our immune health. And in my opinion, the best thing that all of us can do to keep our health together and to have the best chance at dealing with COVID and at the best chance of dealing with our stress levels and everything that feels to me really, I'm sure that some of you are having an amazing time and some people are really flourishing and doing great. But for those of us that are having a hard time, it's really good for strengthening our systems. Our gut health is like the most important thing. So let's go back down to basics. What is gut health? Gut health is the functioning of our digestive system. And what affects our digestive system the most out of everything is what we put in our mouth. And, every time I say that, I think of this TED Talk where there was a woman on stage with a toilet. And she was doing education about how people just throw anything down the toilet and that they put plastics and they put all these things in the toilet, not thinking about where it's going and where it's ending up. And for me, I feel like it's the same thing for our mouth. So many of us put things in our mouth because it feels good, because it tastes good in our tongue, because it feels good in our brain with the dopamine. And we're not thinking about what it's doing in our body, what it's doing in our gut, what it's doing in the digestive system and affecting our immune system. So when we eat man-made calories, I had a lot of other words that I didn't say there. When we eat man-made calories, which is not food, food is nutrient dense, nourishing to our body system that helps our brain and our gut and all of our systems function. So that's food. Man-made calories are great for tasting good, they're great for addictions, they're great for feeling good in the moment, and they're really bad for our gut health, and they're really bad for our immune health. When we eat sugars and processed foods and man-made oils and packaged foods, we are putting toxins in our body. We're making it really hard on our body to function. We're giving it extra work. And the catch is, even if you have the idea of what is healthy and what you should be eating, before we really look at what we need to eat, we need to look at why we're eating and when we're eating. Are we eating because what we're all culturally taught to do is to not feel our negative emotions and that food is the solution and putting things in our mouth is the solution? I wish and I hope that schools will teach this one day, that it's not the right answer. Putting things in our mouth just to feel better is like the number one thing that harms our gut. So, if you want to strengthen your immune system, if you want to invest in your gut health, you have to look at what you're putting in your mouth. You have to look at why you're putting it in your mouth. You have to look at when you're putting it in your mouth. And you need to untangle these things. I was just talking to a really beautiful woman and her story of her family and how she has two sons, and all three of them have gained an enormous amount of weight during COVID, and they have had a lot of hard things happen in their lives. They've lost their home, they've lost a job, they've lost a lot. And because of that, and because of lacking the skills to deal with their negative emotions, they then stuffed everything inside and used food to feel better, which has gotten them into a really unfortunate place with their gut health. This is the cycle that I work with my clients in breaking. I help people break this cycle of using food to feel better and using food to nourish our gut, to take care of our immune system, instead of using our mouth. And I even think about it this way. It's like when we can't feel our feelings and we eat our feelings, we're like making our gut do the work. We're making our gut process. So it's like when we feel bad, we often aren't even really hungry. So we're like, our digestive tract isn't even really working. It's not really even turned on. And then we're like, here, can you process these negative emotions? Can I just eat this comfort food? What's weird is that when I used to be a really big overeater. I had a really serious overeating problem for many years of my life. And I remember stuffing my face. There's a story that's coming to my mind of when I used to work in a catering company in college with my brother, and we had like it was buffet food, and we could take home whatever was left over. And I remember like taking home like boxes of desserts and just eating like enormous amounts of food and actually this time that I'm thinking about, I actually threw up because I was so full. And I remember so many nights laying in bed and like promising myself and telling myself that I wasn't going to do it again. And I would do it like again and again and again. And for years I went through this cycle. I didn't know how to deal with my emotions. I didn't know how to stop overeating. It's a topic and a part of the work that I do with my clients that I'm so passionate about, because overeating is so harmful to our gut health. There's a really powerful book that I really love called The Body Ecology Diet. I love the concepts. It really helped me with the physical aspects of gut health. And one of the things that I always take away from that book, and I think about all the time, is how important it is to just eat until 80% full. And when we stop eating at 80%, our body has the space and the enzymes to digest food. And so I think about this in contrast with overeating. Like overeating is one of the worst things that we can do to our gut. Like stopping at 80% is one of the best things we can do to our gut. And people that have emotional eating stuff, it's like I'm thinking of another person I was just talking to about the overeating cycle of just stuffing your face and then fasting, the binge, the back and forth. And yeah, I feel so fortunate to be doing this work with people and helping people untangle these dynamics with food and gut health. It really is the baseline to not only our gut health, but our immune health. When we stop eating sugars and processed foods, we stop feeding all of the bad guys in our system, all the diseases and the cancers and the bacteria and the yeast and the fungi. When we overeat, when we eat processed foods and sugar foods, we're feeding those guys, the guys that aren't supporting our health, the guys that aren't supporting our immune system. That is like the baseline. That's the bottom line. That's where I feel so lucky to be contributing to the world this way, in helping people really get into a stellar, healthy place with not only their gut health, but with food and with their immune systems. That is really, I don't talk a whole lot about immune systems, but thinking of this winter ahead and thinking of how am I and my family preparing for giving ourselves the best chance at another dark winter? As you can tell, I'm a little bit in the dark side today, but as we're preparing for, in general, we travel a lot and we're around a lot of things. So it's not so new, but we're stepping up our gut health. We're stepping up how do we invest in our immune health a little extra. It matters. It is one of the things that we can do every single day to take care of ourselves and give ourselves the best odds. So eat your vegetables, eat garlic, eat whole foods, eat things that feed your good, friendly bacteria, eat things that support your immune system. And if you need help with the emotional eating, and if you need help with the binging, and you need help with changing your relationship with food, then please reach out to me. I would really love to help you. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day and take care of your gut, take care of your immune system, take care of your emotions, take care of you. Okay, have a beautiful day. Thanks.